Hey everybody, this is dHunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at a custom action figure. This is Slipknot from the DC Cinematic Universe film Suicide Squad. That is the first of the two Suicide Squad films they made. Now this is a member of the team that had the least amount of screen time. He died the earliest, but I am a sucker and I love the obscure villains. So I'd have my boy, Pop Culture Art, make this for me. I do customs myself, but I haven't had a lot of time as of late, so it's been a while since I cranked one out. Hoping to get back at that soon. When I contacted my hookup, I told him I wanted a 7-inch scale Slipknot. Most of my collection is 7-inch scale, McFarlane, DC Multiverse, etc. Now the only drawback here, he's not going to fit in with the existing Suicide Squad team. Mattel made them, and they're 6.5 scale. That being said, really happy to check this unique character off my list. He is actually from the comics, but this is the version from the film. So this is Slipknot from Suicide Squad. He was played by Adam Beach. Slipknot is a character that's been in the comics for a while. Very low grade, D-list villain. He made his first appearance in 1984. His abilities are great strength, enhanced speed and agility. He has the ability to climb on every building or harsh object using ropes, grappling pistol, or many other advanced rope vessels, and he's a good fighter. So let's take a look at him. Start with his head here, and I think it looks pretty good. Maybe the skin could be a little darker, but he has that sort of Hispanic look to him. He's got the braids on top of his head. They came out pretty nicely. I do like that. As a whole, I'm pretty pleased with his face. Going further down, he's got some actual rope attached to him in numerous different places. He's got a couple of guns sidearmed. I don't think those are traditional guns. I think there's some sort of grappling gun or rope guns, but I bet he carries regular guns as well. He's got armor on the front, armor on the side, so the articulation, it's still intact, but you don't really make custom figure to pose them a bunch. They're usually just going to sort of stand still, or you run the risk of chipping and breaking off pieces, etc. He does have some moving parts, that's for sure. The guns are removable, both of them holstered. I like the ropes. The color choice is nice. Probably just some yarn or something, but it comes off pretty good. Overall, very pleased to add him to the list. I'm hoping one day I can have the entire team from Suicide Squad and the entire team and extended team from the Suicide Squad in 7H scale standing next to each other. If anyone was interested in being hooked up with my custom guy, Pop Culture Art, just drop me a line in the comments. We can probably work something out. He does take new customers. And as far as his accessories go, he has these two large guns. Look to be some kind of shotguns. They actually holster into some functioning holsters on his sides. And I don't believe these are actual guns. I think there's some kind of grappling gun or rope gun. That's just part of his Slipknot's charm. Here's Slipknot holding these guns. They both fit perfect into his hands. I love when you have a custom figure and they actually have accessories that function. And here he is, holstering those two weapons. Now I wanted to check out his height. Like I said, I very specifically asked for this guy to be in 7-inch scale. From bottom to the top of his head, staying at about 7 or 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now let's check out what articulation remains. When you make or get a custom figure, you don't expect them to be super articulated. You run the risk of chipping off paint or breaking pieces off, and sometimes the joints are totally fused with either paint or sculpt. So let's see what this guy can do. Start with his head here. Can rotate a little bit from side to side, up and down a tiny bit. Shoulders only got a little bit. They're obstructed from the sculpted armor here, but they do go up, down, around, very nice. Double jointed elbows, still fully functional. This is a McFarlane arm, I can tell. Wrist can rotate, and it's hinged. His torso, it's got a little bit of give to it, but not much. I'd be careful not to stretch these ropes. His leg here, it goes out about that far, up, down, not too bad. Double jointed knees, they still function. Then his ankle, forward and back, tilt rock. So, he's a custom figure, but he's sure not a statue. I can get this guy into some pretty nice poses. Here's Slipknot on a rooftop, holding his two weapons. And here's Slipknot about to scale up the side of a building. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures. We'll start off by checking them out with some other custom figures that pulp culture artists made me over the years, and then we'll check them out with a bunch of other Suicide Squad figures. Here are all the customs I got from this guy in this batch. I usually get a batch of customs off this guy, I don't know, every 6 months or so. It's been probably over a year since I got any. We've got Slipknot from Suicide Squad, Ratcatcher 2 from The Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller from either film, and then Squire. Squire is essentially Robin for Knight. Knight is Batman from, I want to say, England. He's part of Batman Incorporated. They made Knight into the DC Direct line, but never made Squire. Most notably, from this batch of figures, we have both Slipknot and Amanda Waller from Suicide Squad, and of course, Ratcatcher 2 from The Suicide Squad. Now, both these guys are very obscure villains, D-listers for sure. These are all the customs that I've gotten off of pop culture art over the years. I have made a bunch of customs myself, just as many that I've made as there are here, so you can imagine my roster of Bat Rogues. One day, I'll try to do a video on all of them, but God, that'll be quite the task. And several years ago, when I kind of stopped doing customizing, I had this group of commandos from Predator. They were almost finished. Ended up sending me over to this guy, and he put the finishing touches on them for me. Probably the item that I had him make for me that I'm the most pleased with is this GCPD SWAT van. Most of the customs that I asked for, I already have a good idea of what base I want. A lot of time I already have the base, or I'll buy it and send it to him. These are made from some Mattel Wrestling Slambulance vehicles. I got the ambulance, and I just thought it would be a great SWAT van, and it sure is. As you can see, GCPD SWAT, it actually holds 6 and 7 inch scale figures. It's got sirens. The backside, you can actually open this thing up. It functions. You can open it through the top as well. It's a really cool vehicle, playset, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely fantastic for my Gotham City world. Another vehicle he made for me, which I'm really pleased with, are these camo tumblers from The Dark Knight Rises. Unfortunately, they're made with the 5-inch scale tumblers, as that's the best one out there. The only 6-inch scale tumblers from Soap Studios. That thing is way too expensive, and frankly is pretty much the exact same size as these guys. Maybe a little too small to hold a figure, but it's great for some background pieces. In the Dark Knight universe, the tumblers were originally camo colored. When Bruce Wayne got his Applied Sciences, I believe he drove a camo colored one and then asked for one in black. In The Dark Knight Rises, when Bane took over, he got some of these tumblers. He had 3 of them, if not more, and they were all camo colored. Fantastic way to recreate the final scene where the cops charge Bane's mercenaries in The Dark Knight Rises. Here's Slipknot, next to a Margot Robbie Harley Quinn by Mezco 112 Collective. This is from the Suicide Squad. Now, no company made any 7-inch scale figures from Suicide Squad, so this is the largest one, and she's definitely too small next to Slipknot. Here's Slipknot, next to all the Mattel DC Multiverse figures from Suicide Squad. They're a little bit too small for him, but he was the only character from the team they didn't make, and understandably so. Slipknot here is a pretty similar size to the Mattel Killer Croc figure, but Killer Croc's supposed to be larger than a typical man, so Killer Croc's actually underscaled next to Slipknot. But it's kind of cool seeing the two of them, same size, almost looking like they scale up next to each other. And I got a shit ton of the Mattel Rick Flag figure, did some head swaps, and army build. Amanda Waller's military team. Here's Slipknot, next to the Mafex Suicide Squad figures. And Mafex made their Deadshot so tall. Not exactly 7-inch scale, but he's really not that far from Slipknot here. And then, next to some SH Figure Arts Suicide Squad figures, here's Slipknot, next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures from The Suicide Squad. This is the second film. Adding in my custom Ratcatcher 2. These are 7-inch scale figures, my preferred scale. Slipknot fits in pretty good with them, both scale and style-wise. That's my goal eventually, to have all the different villains from Suicide Squad and all the different villains from both teams and the Suicide Squad in 7-inch scale lined up next to each other. We were off to a pretty good start at least. And finally, here he is, next to an SH Figure Arts Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. Way smaller than him. So, hope you guys like this custom figure, and like this video. I'm really happy to check another obscure character off my list. Slipknot is not exactly a Batman villain, but I can fudge him in there, no problem. Batman has so many different villains. A-listers to F-listers, and everything in between. Slipknot here is probably in the D-lister category. Very obscure, very unheard of. I'm actually very pleased with how the custom came out. I think Pop Culture Art did an excellent job. He mixed some soft goods with a rope, added extra guns, added holsters. Everything seems to function just fine. I put the guns in and out of there several times and nothing's broke. Yes, it's a custom figure. I don't expect it to be perfect forever. But right now, I'm really enjoying this guy. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. I'll try to get around to reviewing that Amanda Waller in the near future. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.